Can you make money with Shipt? And the truth about Shipt coming up next. Welcome back to the Framework Fortune YouTube channel. I am your host, Ben. Today we're going to get into some more side hustles, and we're going to talk about Shipt and the truth about Shipt. Is it worth it? Can you really make money doing it? And I got a few screenshots from my app to show you guys as well. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Shipt is another one of those food delivery apps, but this one is focusing on groceries. So you actually have to go to the store, shop around for their groceries, check out, then go and deliver the groceries. Seems like could be a bit of work, a little bit more than DoorDash, where you're simply picking up the food and dropping it off. But each order you can make quite a bit more money than DoorDash. Now, is it as consistent? Maybe in your area. In my area, it can be pretty consistent. But they have two options. One option is you schedule a shift, just like all the other apps, okay? And the other option is just picking up available orders. Now, I've never tried to do the schedule with them because I did the schedule of Instacart, and there was times when I was just sitting there waiting, and so it's not really worth it to me to do that. But with Instacart and Shipt, with both of them, you can pick up available orders, which to me is a lot better instead of just waiting around. So I don't even bother with the scheduling with those. So give me a second here, and I'll pull up one of the screenshots to let you see. So, okay, as you can see here, this right here is a screenshot from today, actually, right before I recorded this video. And we can take a look, and you see the promo orders and then 4 areas that are around me where I could shop in. Okay, so I mean, this is a pretty simple screen to use right here. I mean, it's not rocket science. You can just click on those. It'll drop down and actually show you the order. And you don't have to be scheduled for this. You just hop onto the app and check available orders, and then you can click on one you want, accept it, and go to that store and make that money. So let's go to the other one. Okay. So if you click on one of those areas, this is what will pop up right here. Okay, you see in the area, this was Grafton the Zone, estimated $9 to $12. I don't really like this estimated pay thing. It's kind of annoying that you don't know exactly how much you're going to make, but at least you know a minimum of what you're going to make. Then on the product category right here, it tells you how many categories of products and how many products. So like the category thing is just like if there's 3 items in bakery, that counts as one category. Now, sometimes, and here's where the truth about Shipt comes in, the pros and cons and all that jazz. Sometimes the app is not correct. I've been to several stores where it said this category here and this many products, and the categories was wrong. Like yogurt was in the pantry section. That's not where yogurt's going to be. Yogurt is going to be, of course, in the dairy section. So you have to think about that when you read these lists and make sure, you know, that it's where it's going to be and not in some crazy place like that, because it can be very annoying if you're trying to go straight down the list and you're not using any thinking. So you do have to think, because this app is not always accurate, okay? But we'll go back into it here. Estimated time 58 minutes. This is, I think, just generally on a regular average person, but you can cut this down. Because if you look at that, it's like, okay, $9 to $12 in an hour. That's not that great. You know, it's not terrible for grocery shopping, but it's not that great. And this also should include the actual delivery time as well. Because you got to keep that in mind. With this, you've got to do the grocery shopping and you've got to do the delivery. Okay, and then it shows you here 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's your delivery window. That's the time that you have to get it there. And preferably, they want you to get it at 4 p.m. They want it there as early as possible. So then it tells you the address, and then you can click on the map right here to see how long it's going to take you to get to that store, and then how long it's going to take you to get to that person's house. And then if you decide you want to order, you hit claim. Now, here's the thing. If you look right here, let's see if I can point to it. Nope, I can't point to it. But if you look right here, it says $15 promo. Now, this is where you can make some really good money with Shipt, because this $15 promo means that no one else has picked it up and it's getting close to this time right here. And if somebody doesn't do this order, then these people aren't going to get their groceries. So Shipt starts adding bonuses, and the closer it gets, the more that this price goes up. So this $15 promo is added on to this estimated pay. So you add these two together. Right now, you're at $24 to $27 estimated pay. Now, $24 to $27 an hour, that is good. And this is how I use Shipt to my advantage. Instead of doing scheduling and all that, I will wait and I'll watch the orders. I'll do another app, like I'll DoorDash, but I'll keep my eye on Shipt. And as I see orders popping up and starting to go up in promo pay, when they start getting these promo pay, they usually start at $1, and then as it gets closer, it goes up and up and up. And I will try to grab them when they get around $10 to $15 promo pay. So that way, I'm at least making $20 to $30 on top of the delivery. Now, you can get, tips as well. So you could make on this order potentially $27 plus extra tips if they want to tip you. So that's the way to use this is this promo pays. Like I said, you don't want to rely solely on Shipt as a main source of income. You probably could, but I don't recommend it because, like I said, if you look down here, this one's $14 to $19, which is not bad for estimated for an hour. But if you're getting those, sometimes you might get $7 to $9, and it could be the same estimated time, and so that's not good. So that's where the consistency is for me. It's just better to use the promo orders with Shipt while using another app, say like DoorDash or Postmates or Instacart. But that's why I say you want to do a mix of these apps. If you're trying to live full time off of these apps and not work a regular 9 to 5, then you want to do multiple apps, and preferably at the same time, like Shipt and DoorDash or something like that. So this can be very good. You can make some really good money with it. Consistently, you're probably not going to get 10 orders a day with Shipt that are promo pays. So, I mean, it's possible you could probably make $200, $250 in a day using Shipt if you could hit these promo pays right. But the odds are it's not going to be that consistent. So, now, another thing with Shipt here, if you look back at this time here, 58 minutes estimated, and this store is Myers. If you don't know anything about that store that you have to go to, like if you don't know how it's set up, you don't know where the dairy is, or you don't know where the frozen section is, it's going to slow you down dramatically. Okay, guys? Like, it's going to slow you down quite a bit because you're going to be rushing around that store trying to find everything, and instead of going in a nice row, because like when you get to the store and you pull the app up with the order, it'll show you how much, or what, I'm sorry, it'll show you what aisles everything is supposed to be on. So if you can use that and it's correct, then you can start on one side of the store and make your way across the whole store on each aisle and make a very fast time. So like with this one being $14, $19 estimated pay, 24 products, 9 categories. If this is in 9 aisles and you can hit all 9 of those aisles within like 20 minutes and then deliver this in like 10 minutes, you could potentially make $19 for about 30-40 minutes of work. That's pretty good. Okay. But if this is a store that you're not familiar with, or the app, which this is one of the cons about Shipt, if the app is not accurate, then it could take a lot longer and you could be wasting your time. And I think same thing with DoorDash with new users. They don't know these tricks, so they get one order and get excited about it and they go do it, and it takes them an hour and a half, 2 hours, and they only make like $8 or $9, and they're like, I'm done with this. That can happen, but this is not how you want to use this. Like I said, you want to use this in a way to maximize your pay. So you want to use the promo orders, and you want to make sure it's at stores that that you're familiar with, and that it works in the app. Like the app is actually accurate to what aisles things are on. Now, of course, if you're that familiar with the store, that won't really matter as much, but still. Now, a couple of tips for Shipt. You want to get all the frozen and cold stuff last, because if you get it first and then you go through the store getting everything else, by the time you check out, then that stuff's going to be a little warmer. It'll start melting, and customers don't like that. You don't want to be delivering them melted pizzas and melted ice cream and stuff like that. They're not going to be happy about it. They're not going to tip you. So that's very important to keep in mind, even if the first thing on the app says to go to the frozen section. Just do the list backwards, because you don't want to do that first. Okay? So another little trick, when you get to the store, park somewhere near one of the buggy chutes or cart returns. If you park right beside a cart return, then when you come out, you can unload your car and throw that cart away right away without having to run across the parking lot to put that cart away. That just is taking extra time, and you can avoid all that just by parking by one of the cart returns. So that's another little trick. Now, you can definitely make decent money with this just by doing the things that I'm telling you to do. And if you want to try it full time, go ahead. Maybe in your area you can really make good money. But I've noticed there's not as many people working for Shipt as there is DoorDash and maybe even Instacart, which is not a bad thing, because it causes more of these promo orders. But once it catches on, I'm sure it'll get a little crazy. Like, this is a $15 promo order. That's not too normal. Usually they get scooped up by like $8 to $10 promo order, because, like I said, that's making it 20 something an hour. But in my area, it seems they are lacking quite a bit of Shipt drivers. Now, another little tip for you, and I learned this the hard way. Okay, guys, I had a lady that was ready to choke me and probably kick me in the face, because in the app, when you go into it, okay, it says customer notes, and the app is not very pretty once you accept the order and you go into it. It's not like DoorDash or Postmates. It's really kind of all smushed together, and it can be hard to read because there's a lot of little lettering, and the customer's instructions are somewhere down at the bottom, between the bottom and the middle. So if you're not looking real close, you can miss that. So for this order, I didn't see her instructions, and I sent a text message saying, hey, I'm starting your order. If there's anything you'd like to add, please do that. Started shopping, ran into an item missing, and this is another thing that can be annoying with this. If you go to a restaurant, most of the time they're not going to have any items that are out of stock, but with grocery stores, because they're so busy, they can very well be out of, say, I don't know, Fruit Loops. Say that there's a certain brand of Fruit Loops or something that the customer wanted and they sold out because they're having a special on it. Well, then you have to contact the customer and tell them, hey, they're out of this item. What would you like to replace it with? And that can take a little bit of time. But what I recommend doing is while you're texting with them, just skip ahead to the next item on the order. And then once they figured it out, just go back and get it. Because if you're sitting there standing around waiting for them to message you back, it could take 5-10 minutes. And that 5-10 minutes you could have used to go ahead and get 15 or 16 more items in your buggy and be ready to go. So back to my story. I messaged her. There was one item that she didn't want, so I messaged her, and she didn't answer. So I thought, well, okay, I did just what I was saying. I went ahead and continued the order, and then when I was almost done with the order, she called me, and she was furious. Apparently, and this is my fault, but like I said, the app is really hard to look at sometimes. In the customer's instructions, she had put, I have a landline, I can't receive text. Please call for everything. So she was very upset that from the beginning I had not called her and kept tabs on everything with her. She wanted to be updated on everything, and that really hurt my tip. And probably she gave me a bad rating, I would imagine, because she was not very happy. I got all her items to her. I got her everything she wanted, but she had a lot of questions of why I didn't call and all that. So that can happen. And you just want to make sure that you're paying attention to the app. Just look down at the app, scroll down and read everything, so that way you're not missing any special instructions like that. Okay, guys, so like I said, this is an app you can definitely make some money with. It's not perfect. It has its cons. It has its issues. The app itself is kind of ugly once you're in it. Like, this screen's not that bad. This screen's okay. But once you are actually in the app, in the order, it's not very pretty. And I'm sure they'll update it and make it better later. But that's one of your cons. The app not being accurate is a con. Scheduling is kind of a con because you might not get a lot of orders while you're scheduled. So you're better off just to do these available orders like this. And Instacart has the same feature. In my area, though, Instacart doesn't quite get as many orders. Like I showed you on this one, you can see there's 5 orders total right now. So this one has a bit more orders. It's a bit better. And this could all be within my area. You know, this is, your area could be totally different than mine. So, but the promo orders and things like that, those will stay the same. We won't have to worry about those. You'll have promo orders in your area for sure. So, just some things to think about before you decide to ship. They do send you a shirt, which is nice. They don't send you any bags, so you'll have to get your own bags. If you already do DoorDash or Postmates, then you probably have one bag, which is okay. But a lot of times, especially if you do some bigger orders, I've done an order before that was like a $40 to $50 estimated pay order, but it was like 80 something items, and it took me about an hour and a half. But that's not bad for, $40-50 in that time frame. But with only one bag, and you're not going to be able to keep all their cold stuff cold, because usually with that big of an order, you're going to need 3 or 4 bags to keep everything cold. So you want to think about that. You do have to kind of invest a little bit in your equipment to do Shipt efficiently. So I know another thing with Shipt, DoorDash I think pays you for mileage. Shipt does not pay you for mileage, which is not a big deal because you can write it off on your taxes. And when we get closer to tax time, I will do a video on 1099 self-employed taxes like this for Shipt and DoorDash and any of these apps. There's things you can write off, and it's really great. It's not the best because you have to pay your own taxes, but at the end of the year, there's quite a bit you can write off to get a bigger return or to cut down the taxes you owe. So I'll do a video about that later, like I said, when we get closer to tax time. But yeah, Shipt, it's pretty good. I mean, it has the opportunity to make really nice money in short amount of times if you can do it right. So that's the thing you got to keep in mind, guys. So all right, that's it for this Shipt video. I'll probably do Postmates or Instacart next. Do a truth on those, some of the pros and cons. And of course, I think I'll do a DoorDash part 2. A lot of people do DoorDash, and I think a lot of people, they could really use some extra tips and tricks on how to maximize their profits. So that's what I'm here for. So if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Go ahead and smack that notification bell so you can be updated when new videos release. My name is Ben. You've been at Framework Fortune. Until next time.